I cried for the first 2 hours when I was on the plane thinking, what did I do? Like, what did I get myself into? And then my father whispered to me at the airport, "It's okay if you want to come back, just call me." I was very, very scared. I was 23 years old and I was working as a graphic designer in a consultancy firm. I was progressing in my career and enjoying my work, but halfway through I had a conversation with someone and I was reminded of the MDT program, Missions Discipleship Training Program in South Africa. I felt God challenged and pushed me to give Him 6 months of my life to join this program. I tried to ignore it and not think about it because it kind of interrupted my plans a bit. I was actually hoping for a promotion because I had been a graphic designer for about 4 years, and so it was kind of time. But the more I thought about it and prayed about it, the more I really felt that this was something that I had to do because God was calling me. The time in Africa that I had was honestly I would say the best 6 months of my entire life until today. So over there we lived on a base with about 60 other people. We all share the same living space and they are from about 15 different countries and nations all over the world. It was a privilege to be able to just spend those 6 months learning, experiencing, being with so many other people, other Christians of different cultures. We also did a lot of outreaches in Africa, and one outreach in particular was extra tough but extra meaningful. So we got to go into a country called Lesotho. It is in the middle of South Africa, a country that I never knew existed until I was there. And so we lived in tents on the mountains with no electricity and no clean running water. It was kind of like army, and we had to kill our own chicken, start our own fire, and we also did a lot of outreach there with the children and the churches over there. I think that really shaped how I viewed life. I'm a normal Singaporean girl, and I think there was quite a narrow definition of what a successful or good life looked like when you're Singaporean. You finish school, you get a good job, you progress in your career, you serve in church at the same time, and then life continues, you get married and all that. But what does that life mean? Is it a successful life? Because of the friends that I made in South Africa, some of them have never finished high school, some of them have never been to a normal school, always in another country. And so does that mean that they are not valuable or not successful? I think the time in Africa really shaped me to really know the truth that a successful or valuable life can only be defined by one person, and that is God Himself. So it really, really depends on our response to who He is and to what He calls us to do. God changed my life direction when I was in Africa. I thought it was a 1 year sabbatical, but that 1 year, that pause that I thought it was, became a redirection, a rerouting of my path. So I came back, I spoke to my ex-company, I spoke to my church and some leaders, and so in the end I was advised to go enroll into Singapore Bible College to pursue theological training. And it was really scary. Actually, when I came back, because I still had some time before I made a decision, I was working at Isetan for $9 an hour. And I remember thinking, what will people think? I used to earn, so much more stable salary, in a consulting firm. But this was how God changed me. I remember at Isetan, there were some contractors who were around, and then the boss would say, "Oh, just go find the part-timer," referring to me. And then as I looked around, there were many other part-timers, and I looked at them and wondered, what was their story. Because I went to Africa, I came back, I had a story, even though I was just labeled the part-timer. And I started thinking, oh, maybe each of them also have a reason why they are here, you know. I think as a Singaporean, we're very good at planning and very good at fulfilling those plans that we have. But a quote I read really struck me, and it says, planning is a valuable tool, but it can never become a substitute for God. Our relationship with God is far more important than any planning we can do. God wants us to follow Him and not just some plan. God invites us to participate in His work and to join Him in this journey and to really live abundant lives as Jesus promised. But it always requires a response. I responded then to go to Africa, but life doesn't stop. I'm still trying to live out a life responding to God each day and each season in faith. So what will be your response today?